Okay, so the TV looks the way it does because I have another lamp behind me trying to fix this lighting situation that's reflecting on the TV. Anyway, Alien Earth Episode 2, Mr. October, which they explain that title in the episode. It's a hero I never heard of. Anyway, um, so this picks up where the previous episode left off. They're on the ship. The Xenomorph is on the loose. He's attacking people, and she's still looking for her brother. And also the android's there, just being an android. Um, so yeah, we open with like Timothy Oliphant and the group arriving on the ship, and they come across this egg sort of thing. It's up on the side. It's gestating. I don't know what, and I don't dig it. At some point, one of the robot kids leans forward, and something comes out the bottom like a proboscis, whatever, and gets in their face. But they pull away just in time for anything happens. I don't know. They keep building that up. Um, so yeah, they're doing the missions. She's just looking for her brother, and like instantly, like the second they get there, she runs off, and we cut to her a flashback. Actually, it does that a couple times. Uh, they didn't overdo it like other shows based on properties. Arrow. So yeah, they cut to a flashback of the brother and their father just being a family. And you're like, where's he at? Where's he at? And we find out why in the episode. Obviously, she's sick, and the father told the brother that she didn't survive, which is obviously not the case. And father told the sister, Wendy, by the way, is her name, but again with the Peter Pan stuff, they're just doubling down, and I feel like that's again for a list of reasons messed up, especially since we're involving children and what Peter Pan's about and the whole connotations in the real world. Like, but whatever, her name's Wendy. They give that's by the way, that's the name they give her, not her actual name. Um, but we do find out her actual name when she meets her brother. Anyhow, so yeah, we find out she has this ability to like reach into like computer monitors and manipulate shit. Like her brother was at like a machine, um, trying to like do something with his military contract, and she reaches in to try to help him. I think she does, and she's always like, and this is because she's always watched them on the monitors and everything. Like she's been watching them up until this point, from when she got her new body to now, and this surprises everybody. The scientist, the trillionaire, that dude, Timothy Oliphant, surprises all of them. As he can do that, they're like, "She was supposed to do this, so she's special." And you see her do something similar to in episode two, just manipulating monitors to use other stuff, like Watch Dogs, basically. She's a human version of the game Watch Dogs, the stuff they could do with monitors, but with their palms. Palms, yeah. And so yeah, while she's looking for him, we cut to, and then after the flashback, we cut back to the brother with his group, and they come across this MC Escher looking stairway. Just goes in a bunch of different directions, and they two of the people jump over, and they make it. One does barely, and then the brother, who's a medic, by the way, not a soldier, you're like, oh shit, he's gonna make it, and he tries to jump, but not before the Xenomorph shows up, and I think that's motivation because you can see it on his face, his body language. He wasn't about to try to do that. He didn't want to try to do that. Then his Xenomorph showed up. He said, "Forget it," and he jumped. And he, of course, did not make the jump. He fell, but survived. And the Xenomorph went after him. And the Xenomorph looks amazing once again. Again, like I said before, I love when it's a person in a suit, like, and to see him crawling around like that. Like I just, it's so much better than me for some reason. Not that I didn't love the animatronics, which I do, but a person moving around really brings it to life, I believe. So yeah, follows him. We cut back to the team again with the weird egg proboscis thing, and then and then they come across like this episode, by the way, loves torsos. Like you see about 4 or 5 just upper bodies of people just moving around or trying to, um, but they don't have any lower body. They've been literally torn in half. You see that a couple of times just moving around. One of those times with a cat, because this franchise loves cats, if you remember. And unlike the first two movies, the Xenomorph actually got the cat this time, or something did, because there's multiple things on this ship. And it's two is split in half, trying to move around very slowly, and it turns its head like so. And remember the eyeball thing I don't like in episode one? Turns out that's what was like. My guess that's what's controlling the cat because it comes out of the cat and it's creepy, so creepy. And I just, it grows more, and when it grows, and this giant eyeball with tentacle thing grows more eyeballs when it moves around. I don't dig it at all. Yeah. And you also see the two people who were handcuffed earlier. They've been completely drained dry by this alien tick bug thing. Like they're literally skeletons basically at this point. Uh, so yeah, you still have that. They come across in their brother is reunited with his team at some point after escaping the alien, and they come across this party, this eyes wide shut sort of party, but they're dressed like the 17, 1800s. And I'm like, how do they not like feel and hear that ship crash? It's like they're in there doing what they do, and they're not trying to leave. And these people, basically military, are like, you need to get the fuck out. It's time to leave. And like, and they close the door. And they're like, what? So they start banging on the door, obviously. And the Xenomorph shows up and makes easy, quick work of them. I mean, like, literally, you blink and you miss it. And it's in the background to allow the Xenomorph's work in this episode. It's in the background. Like, it'll be up close and personal like this. And you see the Xenomorph in the background just doing stuff. Or you'll just hear it doing stuff. I'm like, okay. Let's not overdo it, but okay. And you see work with shadows like in the old school horror movies like Nosferatu. So you see it doing this, you'll see it doing it, you'll see it doing its thing or something doing its thing, and you see the shadows. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool we still do that in this day and age. Um, so yeah, it makes work of them. And again, you see eyes wide shut dude, his torso crawling. It's like okay. Um, their brother's there with the Xenomorph, and it takes its time with them for whatever reason. And then the android shows up, takes down his Xenomorph, but then shoots the brother because he's an android. And they don't care. Uh, and then basically captures the Xenomorph. At least briefly until the rest of the team shows up. They try to arrest the android. Xenomorph escapes. Not before the android though does something. Like has these blades come out of his hand, like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. He was about to use it until the Xenomorph like ran off. And you then see more of the sister try to, Wendy trying to find her brother, and we hear stuff from his child, from their childhood, mostly from his point of view though. And then he wakes up, and he do this really cool thing where he's in the mirror, just looking at himself because he was out for a minute. And you know how it goes in horror movies, like you'll turn on a light or something, and like the creature will be behind you. Well, that's what happened here, but it was his sister. So yeah, and they didn't do the jump scare effect, which I loved. They sort of flipped it, and she's just looking at him, and you see all this emotion on her face as she like walks up to him, just really like looking at him because it's been some years. And the dude's like, okay. And being a medic, he tries to look at them because they struggling. And it's like you're hurt, but then he realizes that they're not humans. He calls them synthetic, which they don't like. They're like, no, we're something else. We're not that. Don't call us that. He's like, okay. Um, and this is where like he starts like calling him by his name and everything, and he's looking at her like, "Do I know you?" Okay, and he's just and like you can see it on his face something. He's turning gears. Like don't know why he doesn't know why she's acting like this. We do obviously, and finally they ripped the band-aid off, and I'm glad they did. I thought they were going to stretch it out for the rest of the season, but thankfully the dude she was paired up with, he's like, "No, that's her sister," and he runs off. Which I would have done the same thing. I'm like, you did all this just to come see him. Tell him, like, come on. And he's like, what? And he quizzes her. Realizes that in fact that is his sister, just the whole other body, literally. And he explains what happened to her and everything. He explains that he thought that she wasn't around anymore, like in the ground, because their dad told him. That's what their dad told him. And their dad told her something else entirely about this trillionaire, who, by the way, is doing all of this, getting sick children, putting their minds in robotic bodies, sending them to fight the fucking xenomorphs and other creatures. It, it Neverland shit. He's doing all this just to have a stimulating conversation with somebody as smart as him. Truly does believe his shit don't stink. I don't like this dude. The whole episode, he's just annoying and condescending. And then when he reveals that, it's like, really? That's it? Conversation? Because you feel like they're that much better than everyone else? Come on, dude. Plus, they're children, and they still act like children, even though they're in adult bodies. You see a lot of that. Sometimes you forget when an accident happens, but it's like, they don't say something or do something. It's like, oh yeah, they're kids. Come on. And they seem to be setting up her versus the Xenomorph or something. I don't know. I'm down to see it. Um, am I forgetting anything? Oh yes, this episode also ends with a rock song. The pilot was Black Sabbath, and it was awesome. This time it was Tool. I've never been the biggest Tool fan, but the song was okay. Uh, Timothy Olyphant was actually pretty funny this episode. I mean, previously I said that he really toned down. He was doing this whole dramatic thing. This episode, he had me cracking up. Like, when she finally found her brother, she tells him, he's like, I don't care. And she's like, I want to do this. He's like, what the, what? He was like, no, don't do it. Like, he just gave her a command. He was really funny, this episode. And also, again, they're not hiding it at all. He is a robot, an android, whatever. He literally um, basically does what every robot in every pop culture does. And he hooks himself into the computer. Like, yeah. Uh, yeah. So that's where we're at in this whole thing. And that's all I have to say. This was a good episode. Not as good as the pilot, but it was good. And again, I'm glad they just did the reveal this early. Because I don't know. I thought they were going to be weird. Like, it's not like we haven't seen it before. But, like, I'm glad they didn't do that. um, Thank you for watching.